So this is why civics is important, and this is why people need to start to pay attention to how America actually works. America is a corporation run on residual and enduring plantation logic. The masses are here to generate the money, whether they are underpaid, marginally paid, it does not matter. They are given in exchange for their lives being given up to support the corporation. They are given in exchange for their lives the illusion of freedom and the illusion of the right to vote. Pause for me. Don't use that as justification for not voting. So let's move on so that you can get a basic understanding. Not you, not the commenter, everyone else in my comments. The next thing you need to understand is those who set foreign and domestic policy are the lobbyists. Who can afford the lobbyist? The rich. That's your problem. That's why we do not have universal health care. You must understand how America was created and the logic that's used to keep her running, and then you will understand why you are seeing what you are seeing in your environment. People of color have to study this stuff. We have to learn up really quickly because we are at the intersection of all of those marginalized groups which get the end of the stick. The reason why you're not taught this stuff in school and you're given a basic understanding that there are three branches and it's not really explained to you how government works, how governing the governed works, and what's really going on and how things are really controlled. And you're not allowed to know because you don't tell the oppressed, you don't educate those you want to enslave and you want to best and you want to exploit what's going on, because then they could fight you. That's why they do not want you to know about Black history, because we won. And while our freedom and our reparations haven't completely come and been realized, we still did it. So you need to begin to understand the tactics that's going to take to resist your abuser. But back to the comment. To not vote is to vote for the other party that you do not want in power. They want the plantation back. I mean, they have all the framework there. All they have to do is convict you of a crime of a specific kind and quality, and they got your free labor. Y'all think they're not going to utilize the existing system, the fact that slavery is actually legal here in the United States and it's been codified into the Constitution, which is removing that from the Constitution will take life, body, bone, and breath from you? Do y'all not realize that America has been quietly building up and beefing up its and militarizing its police? For many of y'all, you haven't really fought back against that, because in the past, policing has not detrimentally affected you. That is y'all's problem. This is how all this goes on, and this is how a marginalized group can become marginalized and dehumanized and then cited. TikTok won't let us use the G word. They can be slaughtered, and you all not flinch, because you think Jesus is coming back to rapture you all. And so if things go bad, that's the plan. It's not coming. Let's get back to the point of voting and why you need to vote. I've gone through a lot in this video, and you need to sit down and just put your phone down and listen to it. Okay, because you need to understand what the three branches are. And you need to understand that the neck that turns those heads of power are lobbyists, and they are the rich. And the rich have committed wage theft and all manner of evil in order to have the money to stay in control of the United States. Stop worrying about the Illuminati and all these other conspiracy theories. Those that control you are doing it right in front of your face in 4K. That's why I try to tell people in the state of Texas, y'all want to see from the Union, go ahead. See what happens. You're the next Palestine. You have a failing power grid. What do you think is going to happen when they just border you all off in that wall you wanted Trump to build? Don't allow you to get water in. Go look at what happened to Gaza. I'll be putting a video out on this. I just didn't want to take up space where people in Palestine and in Israel needed to talk about what's going on. But you all in the United States, you all are my lane. And so you all need to get yourself together. I'm not doing this to yell at the commenter. It's just a good stepping off point. because it is wild that you all aren't understanding that to not vote at all is to vote for the party that wants to take away every right you have. I mean, look how they put their little minds together, and they took away bodily autonomy from women. Most of you who are voting, you don't care. You're past bearing age. You don't want any more children. You're not doing what it takes to have the fun to make babies anyway. Allowing an authoritarian ruler and a set of people who want to have complete and sole authority over you is not going to end the way you want it. Look at what America has been doing and sponsoring in Palestine. Look at what America has done to black and brown people, and look at how what America has done to black and brown people crept over in Germany, inspired them to do what they did to the Jews of their nation, and then those Jews went over after being slaughtered, went over to Palestine and started slaughtering those people. It's so slow G-side. And y'all aren't paying attention to that because you're not taught enough. It doesn't interest you. You don't care until you're dead. I'll digress. I'm getting a little heated. So voting is important. A lot of bots are going to come into my comments, and they'll come into your comments, and they'll boost your video, and it just gives you an opportunity to talk about this craziness and to address the fact that many of y'all making comments are old enough to vote anyway. And if you're going to sit there and try to destroy your environment by allowing people who want back control, they want to go back. They've been telling you guys for years, they want to go back to when America was great. Y'all want that? Y'all want that? When white men could be mediocre, evil, and degenerate, forcibly breed people, do science and experiments on people. Look at what they did to black and brown people and say, look at what they still been doing. We've been in a slow moving slaughter for black and brown people. And y'all are like, I'm just not gonna vote. I'm just so incensed. Ain't nobody more than a black brown person in the United States having to make tactical moves to vote for people they gotta hold their nose for. Okay, to hold their nose for, but they're doing it anyway. Because we have to do what has to be done in order to make America a better place. And America can be better for all people. And the reason why people like me, I'm fighting to keep the work that because I've traced back my ancestry to slave. It's very easy. We just open a book and there it is. Oh, go up a few people ago. There they go, the slaves. And the sharecroppers who were my grandfather himself, due to racism, just pushed out of acres and acres of land. And for the rest of my life, I never understood why my grandfather was fighting so hard to get back every bit of land that was taken. He fought so hard for the rest of his life. And now we're all fighting to try to keep that land. My God. Go vote.